Hello again, curious minds, and welcome back. In the grand theater of human emotion, love is often portrayed as the leading role, captivating audiences with its allure and promise. However, what if I told you that love as we know it is nothing more than an illusion, a cleverly crafted mirage that deceives us into believing in a fantasy? Shockingly, studies have shown that the euphoric feelings associated with romantic love activate the same brain regions as cocaine addiction, blurring the line between passion and obsession. This startling revelation begs us to question, is love truly the transcendent experience we believe it to be, or are we merely under the spell of a powerful illusion? As we embark on this journey, we will peel back the layers of this enchanting illusion, one chapter at a time, to reveal the raw truth that lies beneath. Each chapter will delve into a different aspect of love, challenging the myths and exposing the realities that are often overlooked. From the mirage of perfection to the chemical charade, we will uncover the hidden mechanisms that sustain the illusion of love. By the end of this exploration, you may find your perception of love irrevocably changed. But fear not, for with the truth comes the opportunity to form more authentic and fulfilling connections. Brace yourselves, for what you discover may change your perception of love forever. Is FOMO getting under your skin? Don't sweat it. Subscribe now and be part of the internet's elite. Let's make FOMO a thing of the past. Thank you in earnest. Now on with the show. Chapter 1. The Mirage of Perfection. From the moment we are born, society bombards us with the ideal of perfect love. Fairy tales, romantic comedies, and even social media feed us a steady diet of flawless relationships. Yet, like a desert mirage, this perfection is unattainable. The reality is that all relationships are inherently flawed, and the pursuit of perfection only sets us up for disappointment. Underneath the glimmering surface lies the truth. Love is imperfect, messy, and often disappointing. Despite this harsh reality, we cling to the illusion, afraid to face the bleakness of solitude. We idealize partners, projecting our desires onto them and ignoring their flaws. This projection creates a facade that inevitably crumbles under the weight of reality. The pursuit of a perfect partner often leads to dissatisfaction, as real people can never measure up to idealized images. The more we chase this illusion, the more elusive genuine connection becomes. By acknowledging and accepting the imperfections in ourselves and others, we can cultivate a more realistic and compassionate understanding of love. Recognizing the mirage for what it is allows us to form deeper, more meaningful relationships based on acceptance rather than idealization. Chapter 2. The Chemical Charade. Love, at its core, is a biochemical cocktail designed to ensure the survival of our species. When we fall in love, our brains release a flood of chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, creating a euphoric high akin to drug-induced euphoria. This chemical charade tricks us into believing that love is a profound and transcendent experience, when in reality, it is nature's way of ensuring reproduction. The bitter truth is that these feelings are fleeting, and once the initial high fades, we are left grappling with the mundane reality of daily life. The initial stages of love are marked by intense passion and infatuation, driven by our brain's reward system. This phase, however, is temporary. As the chemical high wanes, we must confront the everyday challenges of maintaining a relationship. The transition from passion to companionship can be jarring, leading many to mistakenly believe that the love has faded. Understanding the chemical basis of love can help us navigate this transition more gracefully. By recognizing that the initial euphoria is not sustainable, we can focus on building a deeper, more enduring connection grounded in mutual respect and shared values. Chapter 3. The Mask of Compatibility. The notion of finding our soulmate is a comforting but deceptive mask. We are led to believe that there is one perfect person out there who will complete us. However, compatibility is not a fixed trait, but a dynamic interplay of shared experiences, compromises, and personal growth. The illusion of a perfect match blinds us to the reality that relationships require constant effort and adaptation. When the mask slips, we are often unprepared for the hard work that true compatibility demands. The concept of a soulmate suggests a preordained harmony that, in reality, does not exist. Compatibility evolves over time through communication, compromise, and shared experiences. The belief in a perfect match can lead to unrealistic expectations and disappointment when inevitable conflicts arise. Embracing the idea that compatibility is something to be nurtured rather than found allows us to approach relationships with a more realistic and flexible mindset. By working together to build a foundation of mutual understanding and respect, we can create a partnership that grows and adapts over time, rather than one that crumbles under the weight of unrealistic expectations. Chapter 4. The Illusion of Forever. Forever is a word that carries immense weight in the realm of love. We are taught to believe in everlasting love, yet statistically, nearly half of all marriages end in divorce. The illusion of eternal love sets us up for heartache when relationships inevitably change or dissolve. The reality is that love is often transient, subject to the ebb and flow of life. While the idea of forever is comforting, it is a mirage that can lead to disillusionment and despair. We often enter relationships with the expectation that they will last a lifetime. This belief can create pressure and unrealistic expectations, leading to dissatisfaction and conflict. The transient nature of love means that relationships may change or end, and this is a natural part of life. Accepting the impermanence of love allows us to appreciate the present moment and cherish the connections we have without clinging to unrealistic ideals. By embracing the reality that love may not last forever, we can cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and presence in our relationships, valuing the time we have together rather than being fixated on an uncertain future. Chapter 5. The Fantasy of Sacrifice. Love is frequently depicted as a noble sacrifice, where one must be willing to give up everything for their beloved. This fantasy, however, can lead to unhealthy relationships and self-neglect. True love should not demand the sacrifice of one's identity or well-being. The illusion of sacrificial love masks the importance of maintaining individuality and personal boundaries within a relationship. When we shed this fantasy, we find that healthy love is about balance and mutual respect. The idea that love requires sacrifice can lead to imbalances where one partner's needs are consistently prioritized over the others. This dynamic can result in resentment and a loss of self-identity. True love should support personal growth and individuality, not stifle it. Maintaining personal boundaries and self-respect is essential for a healthy relationship. By rejecting the fantasy of sacrifice, we can build partnerships based on equality and mutual support. Recognizing that love should enhance rather than diminish our sense of self allows us to cultivate relationships that are both nurturing and empowering. Chapter 6. The Deceptive Comfort of Familiarity. As relationships progress, the initial excitement often gives way to a comforting familiarity. While this can be reassuring, it can also breed complacency and stagnation. The illusion of comfort can mask underlying issues and prevent growth. Love should challenge us to evolve and adapt, not lull us into a false sense of security. When we peel back the layers of this deceptive comfort, we find that true intimacy requires continuous effort and engagement. Familiarity can create a sense of safety and stability, but it can also lead to routine and monotony. The comfort of routine can mask unresolved issues and prevent meaningful connection. True intimacy involves ongoing effort to understand and engage with our partners. This means being open to change and willing to address conflicts as they arise. By embracing the dynamic nature of relationships, we can maintain a sense of excitement and growth. Understanding that comfort can be deceptive helps us stay vigilant and proactive in nurturing our connections, ensuring they remain vibrant and fulfilling. Chapter 7. The Veil of Romanticization. We romanticize love to such an extent that it becomes a veil obscuring reality. From grand gestures to epic love stories, we elevate romance to an unrealistic pedestal. This romanticization can lead to unrealistic expectations and inevitable disappointment. The truth is that real love is found in the mundane and ordinary moments of life. When we lift the veil, we discover that genuine connection is built on shared experiences and everyday acts of kindness. Romanticization creates a distorted view of love, emphasizing dramatic gestures over everyday acts of care and commitment. This distortion can lead to dissatisfaction when reality falls short of the ideal. True love is often found in the small, unremarkable moments that make up daily life. By appreciating the ordinary and valuing the consistent presence and support of our partners, we can cultivate a more grounded and fulfilling understanding of love. Recognizing the veil of romanticization allows us to appreciate the depth and beauty of real, everyday love, free from the pressure of grandiose expectations. Chapter 8. The Illusion of Dependence. The idea that we need love to be complete is a powerful illusion. Society often equates being single with being incomplete or lacking. This dependency on love for fulfillment can lead to unhealthy attachments and codependency. The reality is that we must find completeness within ourselves before we can truly connect with others. When we break free from the illusion of dependence, we realize that self-love is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. The belief that we need another person to feel whole can create dependency and undermine our sense of self-worth. True fulfillment comes from within and is not dependent on external validation. Building a strong sense of self allows us to engage in relationships from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. By fostering self-love and independence, we can create healthier, more balanced relationships. Recognizing the illusion of dependence helps us understand that we are complete on our own, and love is an enhancement rather than a necessity. Chapter 9. The Fantasy of Rescue. The fantasy of being rescued by love is deeply ingrained in our cultural narratives. We are conditioned to believe that love will save us from loneliness, insecurity, and life's challenges. However, this fantasy is a dangerous illusion that places unrealistic expectations on our partners. Love cannot rescue us from ourselves. It can only complement our journey. When we abandon this fantasy, we understand that we are our own saviors, and love is an added blessing, not a cure. The notion of being rescued by love can lead to disappointment and dependency. Expecting a partner to solve our problems or fill our voids places undue pressure on the relationship. True love supports us in our individual journeys but does not serve as a panacea. By taking responsibility for our own happiness and well-being, we can engage in relationships from a place of strength and self-sufficiency. Letting go of the rescue fantasy allows us to appreciate love as a beautiful complement to our lives rather than a solution to our problems. Chapter 10. The Illusion of Love's Necessity. Finally, we confront the most controversial illusion of all, the belief that love is essential for a fulfilling life. While love can bring joy and enrichment, it is not a prerequisite for happiness. Many people lead content and meaningful lives without romantic love. The illusion that we must find love to be happy creates unnecessary pressure and discontent. When we dismantle this illusion, we find that true fulfillment comes from within and is not dependent on external validation. The societal narrative that equates romantic love with ultimate fulfillment can lead to a sense of inadequacy for those who are single. True happiness and fulfillment are derived from self-awareness, personal growth, and meaningful connections of all kinds. By recognizing that love is not a necessity, we can alleviate the pressure to conform to societal expectations and focus on what truly brings us joy and purpose. Understanding this helps us cultivate a more holistic view of life, where love is a valuable but not indispensable part of our overall well-being. As we peel back the layers of illusion surrounding love, we are left with a stark yet liberating truth. Love is not a magical solution to life's problems, nor is it a flawless ideal. It is a complex, often challenging experience that can bring both joy and sorrow. By recognizing the illusions, we can approach love with a more realistic and balanced perspective. In doing so, we open ourselves to authentic connections and deeper understanding. The ultimate conclusion is that while love may be an illusion in many ways, it is also a powerful and transformative force when grounded in reality. Let us embrace love for what it truly is, and in doing so find a deeper, more genuine connection with ourselves and others. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring you content that challenges the status quo and invites deeper reflection. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Stay tuned for more insights and discussions. See you in the next video.